Food is something that brings joy to a lot of us, and I get it. I'm a chef of 30 years. Food has brought me a lot of joy. I love to eat. But in this video, I'm going to show you why being less emotional around food is going to help you enjoy it more, be healthier, and ultimately be the person that you know you can be. Now, food for many of us is not just about hunger. Although when we feel hungry, a lot of us immediately go into action and want to quell that hunger. But food becomes so much more. It becomes a celebration. It becomes an escape. And I can tell you, I have an emotional relationship with food, and I know that almost everybody else does as well, because I have worked with a variety of people, and no matter what, people have their perceptions or the emotions around certain food. And so becoming aware of that and understanding it and being able to regulate your emotions with things other than food, or use your food for nourishment instead of emotional regulation, is going to help you be so much healthier. Now, that's not to say that I don't ever use food as comfort, or that I don't seek comfort in meal times or social food engagements with people. But what I've come to understand is food cannot carry the weight of my emotions or ultimately change my emotions for me. So much of our special moments and memories in our life can be centered around food. Think about it. Weddings, birthdays, even simple dinners with friends, girls' night out, or just your family time. A lot of times it is centered around a meal. And I don't want to lose that. I want to be really clear that that is important to incorporate in our life. We don't want to strip our meal times or our food of all joy, all emotion, or all meaning. We simply want to make it count, okay? We want the emotional connection around our meals to be intentional, not constant. We want to create beautiful moments with food, but our day-to-day life with food should be about intentional nourishment. So understanding the difference between that is going to be the key to not using food for emotional regulation, and instead understanding the power behind food to create special moments. When I work with clients who've slipped too far in this direction, where they have allowed food to become a source of emotional management, what happens is that they allow food to sort of take over their life. And then things become a lot harder because they give food more power than it should actually have. And what I tell them is, let's just be a little bored around our meals, okay? I mean, think about it this way. If you wanted to get a steak and a baked potato, not saying that's what you should eat, or let's say you wanted to get a piece of sauteed fish with some vegetables or some steamed shrimp, all of that would be very difficult to find in today's world. So those things are very simple, and some might say boring, but they're very nourishing. So understand that we don't always have to have a party in our mouth. I like to say, it's like we can actually just look at the food and think, how is this going to make me feel afterwards? Am I going to feel nourished? Am I going to feel full? Am I going to be able to go on with my day? Food is not meant to be our entertainment. It's not meant to be a reward or a therapist all in one. That's exhausting, and it will keep you trapped in a cycle that does not meet your deeper needs. So allow yourself to be a little bit bored around food. Keep it simple, and instead of looking at food products, look at the simple things that you can prepare for yourself. As a chef and a single mom, I am limited on funds and I'm limited on time. So I keep it simple. I might just get a few grass-fed steaks. I always have eggs, Greek yogurt, fresh fruit is huge. I don't have a lot of stuff in my freezer unless I want like an emergency. I might have like an Indian meal that I can heat up. For the most part, having fresh food on hand, I call it nature's fast food. Nature's fast food is things like steak, shrimp, eggs, all of that you can cook in less time than you could actually go through a drive-through. And I'm not even joking you. So understand that making new choices comes from putting the needs of your goals and the person you want to be ahead of your emotions in that moment. All this sounds great, but until we actually make the change, nothing different will happen. And that means having awareness. So, awareness is truly your first step to freedom. So, changing your pattern is not about restriction. It's not about shaming yourself or judging yourself. It's always about awareness and then moving forward. So never, ever, ever look in the past. Always look in the present and make changes moving forward. So learning to just pause before you eat or prepare a meal and really looking at what's going to make me feel good. And it doesn't always have to be your first choice. You can think about it and think what you need. I like to talk to my clients and tell them to look at their meals in macronutrients. And so when you're eating something, instead of saying, is this going to make me feel full? You can think, how much protein does this have? How much fat does this have? How much carbs does this have? Intuitively, your body is going to know how you're going to feel if you have that information. So noticing things, gaining awareness, gaining knowledge is all about giving yourself more choices, giving yourself more freedom, and doing it in a conscious way to create transformation. When you stop needing food to be your emotional crutch, you start to be able to nourish yourself properly and create special moments around food. Think about it this way. When you take away the judgment and shame from your choices and look at things differently, you can focus on a few beautiful moments throughout your week or month and make them special and enjoy them. Maybe it's Sunday brunch with your family. Maybe it's you make a special dinner for your family, something they love. Maybe it's going out for froyo, like I like to do sometimes with my kids. It's just about creating intentional moments around food instead of having mindless, unintentional moments that are really not fixing anything, but they are habits that we have created to feel, to make us feel better that's never actually worked. And this is where real transformation happens. I see it with my clients and I've seen it with myself. It's when you gain the self awareness and start replacing old habits with new habits. It could be growing your faith, it could be moving your body, resting intentionally, exploring new activities or skills. Whatever it is, you become the highest version of yourself. You meet your needs in deeper ways and healthier ways. That's where the transformation happens. But what that looks like for you is going to be different than what it looks like for someone else. And so that's why the self-awareness aspect is so key. Your emotions are not the enemy. They are actually signals. They are telling you what you need. They're telling you what lights you up. So don't ignore them. Meet them honestly and don't numb them with food. Take a look and see truly what you need and how you can feel better. Sometimes we might feel stressed or anxious because our needs nutritionally are not being met. And that's why looking at our food as macros, how much protein, fat, and carbs are in everything that we eat will help us start to gain that intuitive knowledge that leads to the intuitive eating that everybody talks about. And it's sort of like the holy grail. But we can't do that until we understand how we are truly best supported with food. If you're tired of living on an emotional roller coaster around food, or if you're tired of all the confusion or being ruled by cravings or guilt, I want you to know that freedom is possible and I can support you. Sometimes we are so in the situation that it's hard to see our way out of it. I do have a few spots every week that I keep open for free calls just for this purpose. So if you are finally ready to have more peace around food and understand how to make the changes that will lead you to the transformation you know is possible, click the link in the description and grab one of the free spots if they're still available. I can't wait to meet you and support you to build the life that you deserve. Until the next video, see you soon.